Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayan Namaskrityanam Jeva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavataneshtriki Hari Om Tatsas. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, General History, and Chapter 2 is the Maharaj Nimi meets the 9 Yogendras. So that is the chapter title and verse number 1. Sri Sukha Vacha Govinda Bhuja Guptayam Dvaravatyam Kurudvaha Avatsin Narado Abhikshnam Krishna Upasana Lalasa. Very important word, last line, Lalasa. Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written so many verses, so many prayers, how to develop this intense greed for to Lord Krishna and Guru Acharyas. Sri Sukha Vacha Govinda Bhuja Guptayam Dvaravatyam Kurodvaha Avatsin Narado Abhikshnam Krishna Upasana Lalasaha. Sri Sukha Vacha Govinda Bhuja Guptayam Dvaravatyam Kurodvaha Avatsin Narado Abhikshnam Krishna Upasana Lalasa. Word to word. Sri Sukha Vacha, Sri Sukha said, Govinda, of Lord Govinda, Bhuja with arms, Guptayam, protected, Dvaravatyam, in the capital Dvaravati, this is Dwaraka basically. Kuru Udvaha, O best of the Kurus, Avatsit, dwelled, Narada Muni, Abhikshnam, constantly, Krishna Upasana, to engage in the worship of Krishna, Lalasaha, who had great eagerness, a lot to learn from our beloved spiritual master, one of the Acharya, great Acharya in our line, Narada Muni. So Narada Muni's pastime here. Translation by his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Gopal Ki Jai. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, eager to engage in the worship of Lord Krishna, O best of the Kurus, Narada Muni stayed for some time in Dwaraka, which was always protected by the arms of Lord Govinda. Please repeat. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, eager to engage in the worship of Lord Krishna, O best of the Kurus, Narada Muni stayed for some time in Dwaraka, which was always protected by the arms of the Govinda. Purport by Sri Prabhupada, you can read. In the second chapter of this canto, yeah, that's what we are reading. Bhagavat Dharma, or pure devotion service to Krishna, is explained by Saddharma, Bhagavat Dharma, Veda Dharma. So different places the term is used, but it is the same thing. Sri Prabhupada, when he just entered into US, I think a few days ago, 1966. So at that time, he has Sri Prabhupada has written Makine Bhagavat Dharma. He has come specifically to preach pure devotion service, supreme absolute truth. That is Sanatana Dharma, that is Veda Dharma, that is Bhagavat Dharma. Various synonyms are there, but it's all coming to pure devotion service. So Bhagavat Dharma, pure devotion service to Lord Krishna, is explained by Narada Muni to Vasudeva, not Vasudeva, Vasudeva, who had a father of Lord Krishna, who had inquired with devotion, great eagerness, you will see. So many important questions. Narada Muni cites a conversation between King Nimi, Maharaj Nimi, and the Jaya Entayas. I never heard this word. This is basically the sons of Lord Rishabhadev. According to Jiva Goswami, the word Abhikshnam. So I think disciple of Prabhupada, Abhikshna, I think. No, Subhekshana is there. But Abhikshana is also there, I think. Abhikshana indicates that although Narada Muni was frequently sent by Lord Krishna here and there for various pastimes, such as inquiring about the affairs of the world, Narada continuously return to reside in Dwaraka. And that means intense eagerness is there to be with his Guru. And so, after the Bhakti Vedantis initiated him, they left. After that, he has heard from Lord Krishna in his heart. Then Lord said, you will not see me again. So you will see me after Brahma's lifetime is over, that's when you will come back to me. So then you will see me. So he is remembering constantly. The word Krishna Upasana Lalasa indicates that Narada was very eager to be near Krishna. So that is what his intention, eagerness, and worship him. Because of the curse of Daksha, Narada is never allowed to live continuously in one place. This is a great benediction. Very happily accepted it by Narada Muni. Sridhar Swami, however, has pointed out, Na tasyam sapade prabhava. In Dwaraka, there is no influence of curses or other such evils, because Dwaraka is the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is always protected by his arms. That's why he said Bhujanga, I think. Bhuja, Govinda Bhuja, right? First line. Yeah, Govinda Bhuja Guptayam. Very confidential, protected. So Lord is being protected and confidential. Both meanings are there, Gupta. But if such conditions, the conditioned souls are struggling within the kingdom of Maya against the cruel laws of material nature, such as birth, death, old age, disease. Brahma Bonaloka, Punaravarchana. So wherever we go to topmost planet or downward planet, any planet in any material universe, not only this universe where we are in smallest, everywhere the same four things keep happening. Birth, death, old age, disease. No one can go beyond unless he takes shelter of Lord Krishna and especially his pure devotee. We'll see throughout this pastime, this chapter. But if such conditioned souls have a good fortune to enter the city of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whether Dwaraka, Mathura, Vrindavan, as we know, Char Dham Yatra, 4 Dhams, Dwarkanath, Mathuranath, Dwaraka, Rameswaram, Jagannath Puri, and one more. What is that? Dwarka, Rameswaram, Jagannath Puri. I'm forgetting one. So, Badrinath. Yeah. Badrinath, Ramnath, Dwarkanath, Jagannath. 4 Naths. So that is the 4 Dhams. Very important. Holy places where Lord is waking up, Lord is taking his bath, Lord is dressing up, getting ready, and Lord is honoring prasad throughout the day. And that is Lord Jagannath and Jagannath Puri Dham. And live there under the direct protection of the omnipotent arms of the Supreme Lord Krishna. They will experience the unlimited transcendental bliss of the real life, which is eternal, which is meant to be lived in the personal company of God. Let's offer prayers before we collapse. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Mukam Karodi Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Katrupa De Sri Gurum Devatar Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Vancha Kalpatarabhyasya Krupa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Kunda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadavayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Ananda Lilamaya Vigrahaya Hemavati Vichai Sundaraaya Tasmai Mahaprem Rasapadaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo. Chaitanya Chandraya Namo. Chaitanya Chandraya Namo. आजानुलंबित भुजो कनकावदातो संकीर्तनैकपितरो कमलाय तक्षो विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्म पालो वंदे जगत प्रिय करो करुणावतारो वंदे जगत प्रिय करो करुणावतारो वंदे जगत प्रिय करो करुणावतारो. So in this chapter, so in this canto, let's summarize the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's summarize. Atra sargo visargo sthanam poshanam mutaya manvantara ishanukada Mukti Ashtraya Nirodha. There are 10 subject matters of Srimad Bhagavatam. are described in various cantos. So the 11th canto, which we are describing today, is been discussing about the Nirodha, Nirodha aspect. Atra Sarga Visarga is creation, sub-creation. Sarga is creation, Visarga is sub-creation, secondary creation, you can say. So this is being described from all the way from Canto 1 to 2, even 3 and 4. Sarga Visarga is so elaborate. It goes much more detail. It starts with the brief. Third and fourth elaborately describing Sarga. Canto 1 and 2 has so many aspects, even the other aspects also. But predominantly 1 to 4 is more of Sarga, and Visarga is greatly detailed out. Visarga, creations of creation. Then Artha Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam Poshana. The Sthanam is basically, creation of the fourth order. How these whole planetary systems are being maintained, especially after expansion of creation, somebody has to maintain. So that is the Sthanam. So fourth canto is talking about the Sthanam. Then somebody has to give protection. Sthanam, sorry, till fourth canto there is the Sarga, Visarga. Sthanam is the fifth canto, because that's why the planetary systems, the structure of the universe is described in Canto 5. That is nothing but the Sthanam, the whole, how these 14 planetary systems, the whole universes are staying in their course, in their orbit, floating. So that whole aspect is mentioned, which planet is where and how Ananta is holding, the glories of Lord Ananta. So all these described in Canto 5, because this is Sthanam. Then somebody has to protect. The Jivas protect the universe, protect the planets. Like Hiranyaksha could take out one planet down because of mystic yoga, one of the yoga. You can take down planet, you can create, but it's still material, not spiritual. So the Poshanam is one has to protect. So that's why Canto 6 is talking about protection, Poshana, which means that's why two examples are given widely popular, which is Ajamil, how Ajamil, because of previous devotion service, has been protected later on by simply chanting Lord Narayan, because he could remember by calling out son's name. He could remember immediately because of previous devotion service. Because of that, Lord protected. Vishnu Dutas came, and then the second important pastime in that Canto 6 is Maharaj Chitraketu being cursed by Mother Parvati. Then he became Vritrasura, glorious pastime. Vritrasura, prayers, amazing prayers, such a staunch devotee. He was not afraid of anything, not even afraid of Indra, fighting with anybody. So strong in his devotion. So he didn't even become bothered when he was cursed. He was happily accepted. So that, but Lord protected him, because he has taken shelter of Narada Muni as a king. Chitraketu, Narada Muni, and Parvata Muni, I think, both comes and gives blessings to have a child. Then they tell that this is not going to be permanent. He's going to bring also some lamentation to you, Soka. So you have to be careful, but still he wanted it. So what can be done? But again, they came back very mercifully when he was going through distress, anxiety, when his son died. Then they instructed him, the Lord protected. That's why even though he's being seemingly cursed, Chitraketu was being cursed by Mother Parvati, but he attained the position, went back to Godhead. Narada and Indra didn't go back. Demigods didn't go back. But Vritrasura went back when he was killed. That is the question, how Lord protected Vritrasura / King Chitraketu and Ajamil in Canto 6. That's his Poshana. Then you have then Ishanu Katha. So Atra Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam, Poshanam, Utaya. Next is Utaya. Utaya is proclivities, creative impetus. So proclivities, that is a Canto 7. Auspicious and inauspicious things are being described. Means some people are mixed always, auspicious and inauspicious. We are desiring something which is religious. Sometimes we are desiring irreligious. Both are there. So that's why Canto 7 through Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakasipu, as well Hiranyakasipu, inauspicious things are being described. So Prahlad Maharaj, we are being taught that don't accept Hiranyakasipu's behavior, but accept Prahlad Maharaj's behavior and understand, learn lessons from him, practice it. So both are there. That's a Utaya, proclivity, how to remove that unwanted proclivities and instill, put Lord Krishna and Guru in the center of our life, purify our desires. That is the main purpose of Udaya. So that is the next subject matter of Canto 7. Then the Canto 8, so that is the Canto 8 is Sthanam, Poshanam, Udaya, Manvantara Katha. So Manvantara, that's why you see Swayambhu Manu's pastimes there, Bali Maharaj and other, the whole Manvantara aspect is described from starting from Gajendra Moksha to Canto 8. Also very significant instructions are there through Gajendra, through Balima. Those two are significant in Canto 8. Others are there, but this is significant. Even the beginning cantos also, we have significant instruction from Canto 3, Vidura and Maitreya, Kapila, Devahuti, parallels within that same canto. Canto 4, we have Prachetas, Narada Muni instructing Prachetas, Narada Muni initiating the Daksha Prajapati's sons, 2 batches of 10,000, Silyas and Aryasvas. And then later on, at the end of 4th canto, also the Prachetas and his father, Prachena Barhi, been instructed. He's so much enamored by this creation, so much enamored by the kingly duties. I'm the one, I'm the king, I want to enjoy. I want to perform so many sacrifices, yajnas, so many sacrifices. He was so much attached to it. He thought that is devotion service. Many times we have this kind of opinion also. As we perform devotion service, the yajna is sacrifices, penances, austerity is the main. No, that is not our Siddhanta. Siddhanta is Savanam and Kirtanam is the topmost. That has to be preceded, followed, before and after, always, with everything. Without that, there is no result. And there is no transformation. So that's why we have to understand the mat of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Siddhanta of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Siddhanta of the Acharya Parampara, and Sri Prabhupada, and current disciples of Sri Prabhupada. So the fourth, that's why Narada Muni seriously instruct Prachena Barhi, describing a great allegorical theory of the whole kingdom, how his kingdom, because he was ruling the king. So he gives an exact perfect example of taking a kingdom, explaining in terms of the material nature, in terms of the senses, the mind, intelligence. He gives the chariot example. It's all a beautiful example. The Canto 4 at the end, please read. Very nice allegorical explanation. That is Canto 4. Now coming back to the 8th canto, we are talking about Manvantara Katha, Canto 8. And then 9th canto, where Lord Ramachandra's pastimes are briefly described. That is Ishanu Katha. Lord Ramachandra's pastimes are there and others are there. So that is Ishanu Katha. Then we have Ashraya Mukti Nirodha. So 10th canto is the Ashraya, Samam Bon. So shelter. And that's why in the first canto beginning, it's the 3 verses are the prominent verses. That Vastu, the real substance, our Ashraya, our shelter, everything is Lord Krishna. So the second verse of Dharma Projita Kaito Atra Paramo Nirmat Saranam Sakam Vedyam Vastam Vastu Vastam. That real Vastu, substance of the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Samhitas, you take anything, Koral, Shrutis and Smrutis, it is always in connection with Supreme Lord. The minute we take anything else, any other relationship, any other thing from it, then it's no result. So that has to be rejected. Kaita, that is Kaita, rejected. Paramo Nirmat Saranam, no more, no enviousness, no jealousy. Parama, it is the highest, topmost Bhagavad Dharma. Nirmat Saranam Sakam Vedyam Vastavam Vastu. The highest truth, highest Lord Krishna, the Ashraya Tattva has been established through this Srimad Bhagavatam. Vedyam Vastavam Vastu Vastavam Tapatrayam. Then only, as soon as you accept Krishna as your ultimate shelter, then Tapatrayam, the 3 kinds of miseries of Adhyatmika, Bodhika, Daivik will be removed. Otherwise, there is no possibility. Tapatrayam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamurikrute Kim Va Pare Iswaraha. Srimad Bhagavatam has to be because it is when Lord Krishna left, as Narada Muni is coming to Dwaraka and staying with him. But later on, we will see that in the same canto or beginning, I think first chapter itself, disappearance of Lord Krishna or something. Few chapters are there in the 11th canto. Prominent. This canto has 2 important, significant ones. One is Lord Krishna's Uddhava Gita, much more elaborate than our Lord Krishna's instruction to Arjuna Gita. But it is Arjuna Gita, this is Uddhava Gita. Most of the canto is specifically that, Uddhava Gita. But the first few chapters are talking about Maharaj Nimi instructed by Nava Yogendras. But before that, Narada Muni is asking Vasudev, Lord Krishna's father, Narada Muni, Krishna's father Vasudev is asking Narada Muni questions. But Narada Muni is being teaching by his lesson, great spiritual master, that how can I speak? He is Lord Krishna's direct father. He knows better than me. What do I have to preach him? He is already pure and perfect. He is eternal associate. How can I preach him? He is asking, showing, but it's not a proper etiquette for me to use. So that's why he delegated it to then he narrates the history. And through them he is speaking. He's not directly instructing. So that is also important lesson. Prabhupada gives a very big purport there. So the Nava Yogendras, we'll come to that aspect soon. This is the 11th canto. These two are significant. Nava Yogendras instructing Maharaj Nimi and the Uddhava Gita, Lord Krishna's instruction to Lord Buddha. These two are the most significant in the 11th canto. So before the 10th canto, I was explaining that. Yeah, Srimad Bhagavat Mahamurkrute Kimva Pari Isvara Sadhyo Rudavi Tat Kshana. As soon as you accept the shelter of Lord Krishna and Srimad Bhagavatam and his representatives, and you take the pure devotion survey, then Tat Kshana. So very quickly, Lord Krishna he's there in the heart, but he's not revealing. He means he has whatever you say that he is allowing it, depending on our karma. Mattas Pratir Jnanam means he's giving forgetfulness, he's giving remembrance, he's giving material necessities, but that is not his real mercy. Real mercy means that it has to be revealed. We have to take shelter and we have to really want it. Inside, deep in the heart, we really want only Krishna, not anything else. Then Sadhyo Tat Kshana. Without a delay, very quickly, Lord Krishna will reveal everything to us through his representatives. That's what second verse is. That's the Vedyam Vastu. The 10th canto in English is describing about the Ashtraya Tattva. 90 plus chapters, Lord Krishna, about all Lord Krishna's birth to end, birth to his disappearance. 11th canto is describing about Lord Krishna disappearing, how seemingly this happened near close to Dwarka, this place, I forget the place name now, where Jara hunter eating arrow, seemingly Lord Krishna left his body at that time, went back to Godhead. That's when Srimad Bhagavata appeared. Krishna Swadam Apulate Dharma Jnana Divisa Kalau Nasta Dusam Esa Purana Kodunodita. As soon as Lord Krishna went back, that time Srimad Bhagavatam arisen, like a sun has arisen, to remove the darkness and lighten all of us. That's why we worship Srimad Bhagavatam. Every day we offer tulsi leaves, we worship, we offer our obeisances, we do the arati, all that, because it's not different from Supreme Lord. So each and every canto is one of the parts of the Lord, limbs of the Lord. 10th canto especially is lotus face, smiling lotus face. So then Ashraya, Atta Sargo Visargo Sthanam Poshanam Votaya, Ashraya, Manvantara Ishanupada and Ashraya. Then two aspects are remaining, Nirodha and Mukti. So the 11th canto is talking about Mukti, and so that's one of the question here is talking about Mukti, liberation. How a living entity can be liberated? Vasudev is asking two prominent questions in this case. First question is asking, very important, how a living entity can please the Supreme Lord. He is not asking what will please me, even while performing. He is asking what will please Lord, how I can please Supreme Lord. That is the first question. Second question is asking, by Lord, I am being put in illusion. Instead of asking how I can go back to Godhead, I have asked for a son. I asked Lord, please appear as my son. I should have asked because this is illusion. I should have asked how I can liberate myself from this birth, death, old age disease. Please tell me how I can remove this illusion from my heart and how I can liberate myself. What is my duty? What I should do to liberate myself? These are the three questions in this kind of prominent question. The whole elaboration, details, the answers given by Narada Muni through these Nava Yogendras. That's why this is called liberation, Mukti. This canto is representing Mukti. And the 12th canto is representing annihilation, Nirodha. So in this way, the 10 subject matters, and each one itself is many days of classes. Each aspect is very detailed. But we are just giving the summary of Srimad Bhagavatam as we are in the canto 11. So here the first verse is describing that Sukadeva Goswami is describing that one time Narada Muni has come to Dwaraka and stayed quite some time. From time to time, he is coming regularly to see what Lord Krishna is performing pastimes. He saw in each and every palace that also went. But today's topic is little different. So when at that time, one time when Narada Muni is in Dwaraka, so Vasudev, Lord Krishna's father, approached Narada Muni and asked these questions in this particular canto. First, before even asking questions, he glorified Narada. This is the etiquette. And that's why we chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and whom we submit. Because who has written Srimad Bhagavatam? Who has to be glorified? That has to be done. Don't try to jump. Even when ourselves personally read every day, don't try to jump. Please make sure we recite Narayan Namaskrit Naram Jeevanarottam. At least that verse. Even if you don't chant Nashtaprayasha, that's fine. But this verse has to be chanted because we have to offer obeisance to Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva only we can understand, right? If somebody is giving you knowledge, like you don't accept your father and mother, you don't offer obeisance, you don't accept what they are saying, you accept somebody else. What will the parents will feel? We are the one who has given birth, and then he doesn't want to follow us, he wants to follow somebody else. It's not a proper consciousness. Same thing. So Vyasadeva is the one who is giving. So that's why Naranarayan Rishi, Vyasadeva, Suddha Saraswati, we are offering obeisances. So that is etiquette. Same thing here also. Vasudev is speaking, glorifying Narada Muni first. He's offering respects, obviously, and he's glorifying Narada Muni that the position of he's comparing the demigods and the devotees, the pure devotees, especially Narada Muni's position is highly exalted. Bhutanam Devacharitam. Bhutanam Devacharitam. Sukha is Dukha is. So Sukha eva hi sadhunam. Achyutatmanam, Tadrisam Achyutatmanam. So the demigods can only give both happiness and distress. But in the case of the devotee, he will only give the happiness. So Sukha eva hi sadhuram, only the happiness he will give. He will not give distress. That is never the condition, never the state. He may go through distress. That also we were discussing in the last few days. If you look at Srila Prabhupada, all our Acharya Parampara, especially Srila Prabhupada, how much difficulty is taking. His whole life he took so much difficulty, especially from 1966 to 1977 November. I forget that exact day. And sometime in the mid-afternoon he left. So much difficulty from the beginning to end. For the only purpose is Lord Krishna has sent him specifically to relieve the frustration, lamentation, the conditioning of the souls. So for that he is ready to take all the disturbances, all the obstacles, all the inconvenience, everything is ready to take. So that's a guru can take. He's heavy, he's taking because he's strongly holding on to the lotus feet of Lord Balram and Srimati Radharani. So that's why he can accept a number of difficulties. Even the body may not be allowing, body may not be cooperating. Still, he can hold on to it. So as Prabhupada, the last 6 months, a year, hardly ate anything, hardly drank anything. But it's the super soul which is giving the strength. So that's why he's Yogacharya, Sampradaya Acharya. So Prabhupada's, so that's why we can understand here. Sadhu Sukha eva sadhu nam tadrisam achyutatmanam. He's taking shelter of Lord Achyuta, infallible, and he's always giving happiness. He's looking after the devotee. He's always praying. He's always praying. Even disciple rejects him, Guru never rejects the disciple. That's not how Srila Prabhupada did. He showed by his own example. Even those who are fallen down, Srila Prabhupada always accepted, always prayed for them. So much he did. He never wanted even those who had done mistakes, whatnot, in higher positions, the organization. He still didn't want to change. He instructed them. We make sure they are comfortable. They are at least chanting 16 rounds, all that. So much mercy is given. So this is the quality of a pure devotee, quality of Narada Muni, quality of Srila Prabhupada, the pure devotees. So that's why he's glorifying that. And not only that, the demigods are like shadow. Chayeva karma sacha sadhavo dina vatsala. So very nice word, dina vatsala. Dina means most merciful. So just like Lord Krishna is Dina Bandhu. So the spiritual master is also even more merciful than the Lord. Lord may reject, like Chaitanya rejected Kala Krishna Das because of his inappropriate behavior going to Bhatta. He is attracted by the woman. So Lord pulled him out, brought him back to Mayapur, but he said, I can't accept him. I can't keep him in my company. This is not a proper etiquette. So then, but Lord Nityananda Prabhu, as Balram Adi Guru, he has put him in his shelter and he has given him service. So that's how Srila Prabhupada always showed. He's always more merciful. Guru is always more merciful than Krishna. So that is always the understanding. Here also same thing. Vasudev is giving that particular detail. Now, so Narada Muni further goes on. Narada Muni explains here, King Nimi is asking Navayogendra's question. So who is King Nimi? King Nimi is the history is that it is coming from Maharaj Priyavrata. Swayambhu Manu has Priyavrata and Muttanapal. Priyavrata has from that lineage, the Agnidra comes, and then further down comes Navi, and Navi's son is Lord Rishabhadev. So from that comes King Nimi, Maharaj Nimi. So now Nimi is asking to, Nimi is another king. Sorry, I'm talking about the Navayogendra's lineage, not the Nimis. Nimi is another, he's king, Nimi, and then he's asking, he is a king of earthly planet, Ajanava. Earth used to be called not only Bharatavarsha, but Ajanava. So that he is the king, King Nimi. He was asking questions to Navayogendras, who are the, out of 100 sons of Lord Rishabhadev, one is Bharat Maharaj. That's how India became Bharat Desh, Bharat. And then the 81 of them, 91 of them, 81 of them, 9 of them, 81 of them. So one is Bharat Maharaj, 9 of them became the 9 rulers of the 9 Dvipas. There are 9 islands. The whole earthly planet today we see is consist of 9 islands. We are not able to see it though, but Bhagavad explains Nava Dvipas, Jambu Dvipa, Krauncha Dvipa, like that. There are Flaksha Dvipa, all these are explained in Canto 5. 9 islands. Each island has one king. So who are the sons of 9 sons of Lord Rishabhadev? So 9 plus 1, 10. So far. And then the 81 of them became Karmakanda Brahmanas. They became Brahmana, they accepted. So you can see that even like Advaita Acharya. So sometimes they may be Lord's sons, but doesn't mean that they are going to accept pure devotional service. Lord is teaching. It is not that as soon as you became a son of some great, highly scholared or pure devotee, you are going to be also pure. No, you have to accept the instruction and follow. Then you will become pure. Not just by birth you will become pure. So in the same way here also, some of them became Karmakanda Brahmanas, 81 of them. 9 became great kings. One of them, Bharat Maharaj, great devotee, pure devotee of the Lord. And then remaining, 9 is remaining. 1 plus 9 plus 81, 91 plus 9 is remaining. Those 9 became great devotees, pure devotees of the Lord. Nava Yogendras, Kavi, Havi, Pipalayana, Prabuddha, like that. I forget all, Antaryami. Different 9 names are there. So each of them gives answers. When Maharaj Nimi is asking these, so Narada Muni, instead of not directly instructing because of the etiquette, Vaishnava etiquette, Vasudev is the father of Lord Krishna. So is showing that in the past, in the history, these are the whatever you are asking, these exact the same questions are asked by Maharaj Nimi to this Navayogan. This is the history. So now let us go back to the important instructions and questions being raised by the Maharaj Nimi, and in essence, Vasudev is asking these questions. The first question is verse number 7. Is asking Brahmans tatapi pruchamo dharman bhagavatam stava yat srutva sraddhaya martyo muchyate sarvato bhayat. So, oh Brahmana, although I am satisfied simply by seeing you, I still wish to inquire about the duties which give pleasure to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the question we should be asking. You are asking Guru, this is the best and the topmost question. What will please to Supreme Lord? What will please the spiritual master? This should be asked. We don't know. If we know, then we will be in a different platform. We will not be here with suffering from 3 modes of material nature. So this is what to be. That's why we have to pray. Let me understand the desire of my spirit, the desire of the Supreme Lord, and execute those desires. Execute his plan, not my plan. Execute his Guru's plan, Krishna's plan. Guru's plan is Krishna's plan. Guru has no other independent plan. He's only because he's maintaining Krishna's samsara. His plan is only Krishna's plan. So that's why he has come specifically from the spiritual world to here to deliver all of us. So that's why his first question is very prominent question by Maharaj Nimi. Was there in this case. Any mortal who faithfully hear about them is freed from all kinds of fear. This is the first question. Verse number 7, Canto 11, chapter 2. Next question, 8 and 9 is second question. Aham kila puranantam prajardo bhuvi muktidam apujayam na mokshaya mohito deva maya. Maya, as Maharaj explained other day. Again, we are coming to the Maya. Because so Mahamaya, Jiva Maya, so Jiva Maya coming under Pakshepatmika Shakti, Avaranatmika Shakti, other Maya again, Puna Maya, nothing, so all these things greatly detailed. So there's one book, you can refer to Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj. There may be other books, but that book Maharaj explains in great detail about the Maya. All book is about Maya. So here also, illusory Maya is basically is Durga Devi, Chayev Karma, shadow of Lord. She doesn't run independently. She is following Lord Krishna. So in previous birth on this earth, I worship the Supreme Lord Ananta, who alone can award liberation. But because I desired to have a child, I did not worship him for liberation. Thus, I was bewildered by the Lord's illusion. This is the question by Vasudev. Vasudev is asking this question, previous question also, how to please Supreme Lord. Second question is, I should have asked if you want to go back to Godhead, but rather I asked different ways. In this commentary, you'll see Prabhupada's commentary, Jiva Goswami's commentary, Sridhar Swami's commentary, Bhakti Siddhanta's commentary. Basically saying, in one angle, you look at, actually one should be thinking how one can go back to Godhead. That should be his ultimate goal. Should be trying to understand everything from Guru. So how one can actually go back to his eternal place. In this case, was there seemingly it is illusion, but Lord actually created this illusion because Lord wants to be born. Lord wants to have perform pastimes. Lord wants to use the Vasudev's body to be born because he is eternal associates. And that's how throughout this commentary in the purport, coming down to the essence, it comes out that in one sense, Vasudeva is already pure, is perfected soul. He is teaching us lesson. So that Lord wants him. Like in that's why Bharat Maharaj also we have to carefully understand. Different acharyas explain different things. Bharat Maharaj didn't fall down from his position being attached to deer. It is Lord wanted it. It is not his prarabdha karma. One who has a prarabdha karma, he will not be inclined to perform devotion service. He will fall down. Prarabdha karma. He has no more fixed up. But in the case of Bharat Maharaj, that's not so because Lord wanted that pastime to happen. Here also, same thing is happening. Was the Lord, when the purport it is explained, Lord Krishna wanted to appear as a child. So he created seemingly like an illusion. In this case, was there is submitting. In that way, one. But for us, so it is a lesson for us. This means don't desire anything other than what Guru and Krishna wants. What pleases Guru and Krishna, how we can go back to our original place, be in, because that's what Krishna wants. Krishna expanded himself as his own Amsa, Swamsa, and Vibhinna Amsa, separate one, to enjoy, to expand rasa more and more. More people are there, more rasa, more exciting. Because each living entity has individuality. So that even though same rasa, same Santa rasa, Dasya rasa, Vatsala rasa, but different person has a different emotions in it. So automatically it increases, it enhances. That's what Lord Krishna, that's why he has expanded himself into so many living entities. So that's that in that way we have to understand from the essence of this particular purport of 11 to 8. As interest of time, I'm not going through the every paragraph of this purport. Is 11 to 8. You can read, but that is the essence of 11 to 8. Now the third question related to the same continuation. The Vasudev is asking third question. Yata vichitra vyasana bhavadbir visvato bhayat. Fear. This is about the absorption and fear. Muchyana, because he wants to liberate. That is the main point. How to remove illusion and remove the fear, anxiety, and absorption, and then how we can go back to God. That is the question. This 8 and 9 basically. Bhavadbir visvato bhayat muchyana hi anjasaiva adda. Adda means directly. There is a one Paribhasha Sutra of Srimad Bhagavatam, we all know. Ete Chamsa Kalapam, Krishnastu Bhagavan, so Indrar Vyakulam Lokam, Mudayantu Yuge. That is Srimad Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is the supreme shelter, is the topmost, is the original personality of God. Everything resides in him. That is a Paribhasha. But there is a verse connected to that also. That is what, especially in Brahma Mahatma Gaudism, that is the key verse, which is 7.5. Canto 7, chapter 5, Prahlad Maharaj, verse number 23 to 24. There also this Adda is used, very prominent. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedam. The 9 limbs of devotions, out of 64, 9 are very important. And then second verse is also important. Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu. If you want to chant, if you want to hear, if you want to worship the lotus feet of the Lord, want to become a dear devotee of Him, friendship, all these 9 limbs has to be done in what mood, what consciousness? Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu, to please Lord Vishnu, to please Lord Guru. Not independently. And chanting, hearing, all these things should not be done for some other purpose. To be done for Guru and Krishna. Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu, Bhagavat says Navalakshana. Then further again. Iti Bhagavati Adda Tanmanya directly. That means when I become 60 years old, then I will do. Or when I get money, then I will come and offer something, donate something. No, that is indirect. Direct means first you submit to the Lord. Before you buy a car, before you buy a home, before you do, first you submit to the Lord, pray, then you give me proper intelligence whether I should buy or which one should I buy, or what I should do, what I should not do. Because this is direct. First you are submitting to Guru and Krishna, then you are doing something. That is direct. If you are first doing something, then you are going to the Lord, that is indirect. For devotion service, first primary method is important. That is the significance here. Mucheta hi anjasaiva adda. Katha na sadhi suvrata. My dear Lord, you are always true to your vow. Lord means Narada Muni here, not the Lord Krishna, but Narada Muni. So that's how, because this is Parabhakti. We have to see all these things carefully, attentively, understand why my dear Lord is using. Because Narada Muni is as good as he can't directly see the Lord or communicate with the Lord. So he can see, but he is not of the same relation. Vasudev is teaching, even though he is, but Nanda Maharaj, how much close he has. Same way Narada Muni, because Lord Krishna tells later on in this canto, what is that? Neither na Shankara, na Brahma, na Lakshmi, Priyatama. No one is dear to me than, especially Uddhava. He is speaking to Uddhava. Uddhava, you are dearmost to me. You are more dear than Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, even Lakshmi Devi, even Lord Shankarshan, Lord Balaram, even more than even my body. Is telling that much is confidential and dear devotee. How much? That's why in this case, Vasudev is submitting to Narada that you are dear, you are Lord. So because that is the position we give, that is the Parabhakti we have to have with the Guru. Guru is not ordinary, not great. Actually, he is directly carrying the Lord in his heart. So for us, he is the Lord. That's why we offer obeisance first to him. That's why we chant in Mangalarti. No other Sampradaya has this. One day Guru Sri Charanarvinda, going in front of the Lord, waking up the Lord, not Krishna Charanarvinda, but one day Guru Sri Charanarvinda. Just like you go to any father and child. If father is glorified, he is happy, but more so, if child is glorified in front of him, then father gets even more pleased. Oh, my son is being glorified, my daughter is being glorified. The Lord wants to see that even he gets more pleasure when his pure devotees are being glorified. So that's why we sing, one day Guru Sri Charanarvinda. So that's why it is important understanding each and every line and word of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's not so easy to understand, because you are always true to your vow. Please instruct me clearly, so that by your mercy I may easily free myself from the material existence, by his mercy, which is full of many dangers and keep us constantly bound in fear. So that is the 9th verse. Basically, is asking, these are the 2 prominent questions. Now, Narada Muni answers. Before even instruct further, first thing Narada Muni instructs, very prominent verse, 11 to 12. I mentioned before, but this is a prominent verse, 11 to 12, Canto 11, chapter 2, verse number 12. Srutva anupatito dhyato, anumodito, adrito va anumodito, sadhya punati saddharma. Again, saddharma means Bhagavad Dharma, Veda Dharma. This is the Dharma of the Lord. This is the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, instruction of all the spiritual masters, your devotees, and the bona fide Sampradaya, and Lord Krishna. This is a Saddharma. Sadhyo Purata Saddharmo Deva Viswadruho Abhi. This verse is a few other places also it is mentioned. A little bit change is there, but more or less same. Srutva, how one should hear. Why do we need to take the association of pure devotees? Because we have to hear from them, we have to observe them. how they eat, how they talk, how they behave, how, what should be our conduct, how humble they are still. Prabhupada has done so much, but he always acted humbly. So that is what we have to grab, imbibe the consciousness, the desires, the instructions, everything we have to imbibe from Guru. We have to learn so much from the sadhus and Guru. So that's why we have to associate. More we associate, at least like a magnet, then our impurities will go. We will also become like a magnet. We will also become like a fire. So that is the main whole purpose of the Srutva Anupatito. Subsequent means they are chanting, they are telling us to chant, we should chant. If some sadhu and guru is saying chant 16 rounds, so from that day, don't wait till next day. Chant from that day, no more, less, minimum 16 rounds. If sadhu or guru, exalted personality is there instructing, that's it. Take the instruction into the heart. So that's what Anupatito means. You are also chanting, we are repeating. Dhyato means meditating on that instruction, particular instruction. And Adruta means it is the Adruta is the important word in this whole verse. It is accepting in the heart. As Parikshit Maharaj mentions also in the Canto 2, chapter 8, verse number 4 or 5. Srunvatam Shraddhaya Nityam. With great faith, one must hear Srimad Bhagavan Shraddhaya Nityam. Grananti Swa Chestitam. Chestitam means chitta, the consciousness on the heart. One must accept the instruction of Srimad Bhagavatam and the pure devotee in the heart very carefully, attentively, submissively. Like Narada Muni accepted in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why he was very quickly, rapidly, he progressed and advanced. So that is where it is. Everything is on that Adrita. As in the first verse, it means Lalasa. Krishna Upasana Lalasa. That eagerness, intense eagerness. How can I please him? What can I worship? What can I cook? What do you like to cook? If you look at it, reflect. One day we cook, has no salt. One day we cook, more salt. Generally, we feel, oh, today prasad is not good. I can take it. But did we ever ask the Lord, oh my Lord, have you taken prasad properly today? Is everything all right with you? We generally don't have that reflection. We have the reflection on our side. We add salt. That is also an offense. You don't offer, but for yourself, we put salt. This is not a pure devotional service. So that's why we have to always desire and try to pray. Then only things can happen. Otherwise, how do you know? We may be great cooks. We will not know how much salt and spice. Sometimes you put more. Less is okay. But if you put more, no one can taste. It's gone. So that's why Adrita is very important. Means careful attention, taking in the heart. So it is can happen only by sincere submissive prayers. Before we worship the Lord on the altar, generally also at home, first Guru. We worship the Guru with the flower and you pray. Then only you do 16 upachara. Then only you worship any deity. If we are not doing it, then we have to put that in the first practice. Before chanting also, before Panchatattva mantra, generally that is not generally explicitly given, but ideally, because through whom we got the bhakti seed, through Guru only. The first we have to worship Guru, then you can understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. Then you can understand the holy name glories. Otherwise, how will we understand? How can we receive the mercy? We are not depending on Guru, but we directly jump into Krishna. So that's why we chant Guru Pranam Mantra also. That's why we chant Samsara Dava, Sikshastakam, and Tulsi Maharani. Also then only we chant the holy names of the Lord. In any temple you go, first we finish Samsara Dava, you take darshan of the Lord. And this is Prabhupada established because he knows exactly what is the process to be followed for all the conditions also in Kali Yuga. If we don't follow that, something else we invent, then what will happen? We can't get the mercy. We can't properly chant the holy name because we are coming up with our own ideas. If you follow what exactly Prabhupada has given, same thing, even if we are at home, you watch the same Mangalarti, you chant the same Samsara Dava in few minutes, few seconds, and you chant the Sikshastakam. And then you worship Tulsi Maharani, offer obeisances, and then you start chanting. Because in Tulsi Maharani's prayer, look at the Tulsi Maharani prayer, what does it say? Radha Krishna, Seva, Ye Abhilash. Because she is always in the service of Radha and Krishna. By serving her, by taking shelter of her, by receiving the mercy from her, then we can also, hopefully, this life or some lifetime, we can enter into that pastimes. Through her only, not separately. So that's why it is so important to follow what or Acharya. That is what Adrita means. Accepting what the process given by Acharya, by Guru. Then the process works. The problem is there only. We don't accept what the process is given. We come up with something other processes. Then process can't work. It won't give the right results. It takes long time to get. We have to understand, even detect that we are doing something else what is not exactly given by Srila Prabhupada. So that is, if you follow exactly what Srila Prabhupada is given, that is ideal, that is the best. That will actually strengthen our devotion, and our advancement will be quick, and illusion will be removed quick. So that's why in this verse, very important, 11 to 12. Stotva anupatito dhyato adhuto anumodito. Anumodito means glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam. Glorifying pure devotee in a proper sense, that also proper sense. You may say that many times we say that, Prabhu, excellent class. Tell me, what did you understand? What you liked? That is main thing. Not hearing everything will be so nice, but what did you learn? What are you going to try? Go home and do what? What are you going to do? Then, if you are going to say that excellent speech, excellent this, excellent that, but what you have learned and what you are going to apply, then that makes sense. That is what Anumodito means. Glorifying the Supreme Lord, glorifying the pure devotee, glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam, and follow it. Then this is what Anumodito means, not something else. Just glorify it because others are there. No, that is not the purpose of Anumodito. That's not what we are learning from Prabhupada. Anumodito Sadhya Punati. This will purify. Sadhya Punati Saddharma. This will bring us to the pure devotion. This will bring us to establish the Bhagavad Dharma. Sadhya Punati Saddharma. Even if you are inimical to the demigods, last line. Deva Vishwa Druho Api. Even indeed, if we are even hateful, but still we can be purified because we have accepted the by chance, by mistake, some or the other we offend or we become inimical. Still, there is a chance to purify us because we are taking shelter. We are repeating instructions of the spiritual master. We are taking the protection. So that's why it's very important. Purport also very important. Purport by Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. This verse. This is the first before even Narada Muni is instructing to Vasudev, the first question, how one can please. So he's instructing this particular aspect. Then he further instruct. He talks about the whole history of Nava Yogendras. He repeats what Nava Yogendras are instructing to Maharaj Nimi. Then there Maharaj Nimi being instructed by Nava Yogendras about the first pure devotion service, especially using how one can please, how one can remove the illusion. Important was that also, that one should offer whatever they have, everything whatever they have in the service of the Supreme. That means Kayena Vacha Manase Indriyeriva Buddhyatmanava Prakrute Swavavat Sakalam Parasmai Narayana Etsamarpaya. So that is little bit small change is there in this verse, but it is more or less that is in the end of Vishnu Sahasranam. We read that, but here also that is a prominent verse. This is verse number 36, 11 to 36. Kayena Vacha Manasendriyerva Buddhyatmanava Anusruta Swabhava. That one little change is there, but otherwise the exact same word. Anusruta Swabhava. Anusruta means Anu means following. We are always following Guru and Krishna, pure devotee of the Lord. Then only we can do this. Otherwise, it's not easy. Body, mind, senses, everything utilizing the service of Guru and Krishna is not easy. If you follow, then if you submit to them, then we can do that. Anuswabhavat karoti yat sakalam parasmayet narayana et samapayet tat. How one can please in this way. In accordance with the particular nature one has acquired in conditional life, whatever one does with the body, word, mind, senses, intelligence, or purified consciousness, one should offer to the supreme thinking. This is for the pleasure of Lord Narayan. Again, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's, most of the verses here in this chapter, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's commentary has been given. So, because Srila Prabhupada has translated commented till 10th canto, I think 9th chapter, or some chapters. So later on, then, so disciples, Srila Prabhupada has written the commentaries, but obviously looked at what these verses, different acharyas commented, Bhaktisiddhanta, any or directly, or Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master or previous spiritual master commented, so they quoted. So that's why you see more commentaries of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. specifically on this. So this is the first answer to the question asked by Vasudev. Question asked by King Nimi, how one can please the Supreme Lord. Then the second question is there about the illusion, about the fear. And then for that also, that is the second important prominent question. Yes, where then Maharaj Nimi has been instructed by King Kavi, the Navayogendra Kavi, one of them. So Bhaktir Pareshanubhavo Viraktir Anyatra Syat. The example before that he speaks. Bayam Ditiya Abhiniveshita Syat Ishat Apetasya Viparyayo Aspruti. Why? First of all, we are in illusion or fear, because they are accepting anything and everything not in relation with Krishna. Bayam, the fear is arising. Abhiniveshita Syat means absorption not in connection with Krishna, absorption in relation with him. That's why again and again repeatedly called out everywhere. Through Kapil Dev, through Narada Muni, pretty much in every canto, pretty much repeated the same instruction. Prasangam, Ajaram, Pasam, Atmana, Kavayo, Sayeva Sadhu Sukrutu, Moksha Dwaram, Apavrutam. Prasangam, this great absorption, the fear from the absorption can be removed only Ajaram, Pasam. Sayeva Sadhu Sukrutu. Only if you take the association of two devotees, only you can remove this fear, you can remove the illusion, you can cut the knots. Otherwise, there is no possibility to go. You cannot contract. Because it is Lord's energy, how strong, insurmountable. Devi Esha Gunamaya Mama Maya Duratyaya. For ordinary people, ordinary practitioners, Duratyaya, it is insurmountable. But as soon as Mam Eva Prapadyante means to Lord Balaram, and Balaram represent, because whose Shakti is this Maya? Maya is Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram only through this whole creation is happening. Indirectly, through three Purusha, that also indirectly. Through Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, secondary creation happening. So this is Lord Balaram Shakti. So if one wants to come out of it, then who has created, who has given, and through him only you can come out. So that is Lord Balaram. Who is carrying? Guru is carrying. So that is why when it says Mam Eva Prapadyante, it is to take shelter of the Guru, shelter of the Lord Balaram. The same aspect is in the fourth chapter also, Bhagavad Gita. Tad Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprasnena. Pranipata means not just offering obeisances, it is surrender, Saranagati. All these 9 limbs, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, has to be done in the mood of consciousness of Saranagati. Means I belong to Guru and Krishna. I am not independent. I am dependent on Guru and Krishna for everything. For my chanting, for my remembering, for my service, for everything. Everything I have to depend on Guru and Krishna. So that in that consciousness, Pranipata, that is what Pranipata means. Pranipata, Pariprasna, then you do. Because first Vishramba Sevan, Viswasa Purvaka Sevan. That's why you see that in our Mahaprasad, we have to pay attention to everything what we do. Not blindly just somebody is chanting Mahaprasad Govinda, we just go blind. No. Mahaprasad Govinda, Namo Brahmana Krishna. What is the next verse? Next time. Swalpa Punya, Vatan Rajam, Viswaso Naivajayati. Swalpa, we have very meager pious credit. That's why we are not able to progress. And we are going further irreligious activities also sometimes. Because that is why. Salpa, then what we have to do? Salpa Punyam, Vatan Rajan, Viswaso Naivajayati. Even Viswas also not there. Viswas Purvaka Seva is not there. A great faith is not there. Transcendental faith on the Guru's instruction. Faith is not there in the chanting or in the service. So that's why Viswas. Because of that, what we have to do? Sirira Avidyajal. And because why we have to take Krishna Prasad, why we have to take shelter of Krishna and Krishna's Prasad, Guru's Mahaprasad? Because of this, we have no faith, we are so weak, and we saw Sarira Avidyajal. On top of it, we are thrown by this Indriyas, Sarira Avidyajal. It's full of network of illusion. Putting in like a hunter release, put a network, put his net on the birds or animals, then they can't move, they can't do anything. Achetan became no more conscious. That absorption is there. So that is what. So 4 problems are being taught in Mahaprasad. It's not just simple words we chant and we go on. To reflect on that, it has 4 important aspects. How weak we are, how much we don't have enough pious faith, how much we are less faith in our actions and following Guru's instructions. And then further, how much we are weak in terms of the senses, agitation and absorption, Sarira Avidyajal. And then Jajendriya Tahikal and Jajendriya Tahikal, Divya Bole Visayan. It is great danger, death can come anytime. And then we are being thrown into this world of ocean of material distress. In the great ocean. You are already chained up and you are thrown into the ocean. What will happen? You are all chained up. You cannot even do anything because you are chained up and you are in the deep ocean. Means how much it is so precarious position. That's why we have to take Mahaprasad. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur giving. Jidendriya Tahikal, Jivekule Vise Sagare, Taramati Jifwa iti Lobomaya Sudam. Then the result, the highest result you get, we take Krishna Prasad. In this consciousness, like how Srila Prabhupada taken Prasad. Not that I am pleasing my tongues. Oh, today Prasadam is good. This sabji is good. No, this is Lord Krishna has tasted. He is eminent with his lotus lips. That's how Srila Prabhupada never talked while taking Prasad. He is concentrating, he is relishing the mercy of the Lord, remembering the Lord. So meditating on the Lord. So that consciousness Prabhupada is taking. So that is what we have to observe. That's what we have to learn and try to follow as much, not imitate. Try to follow as much as possible. So that's why Bhayam Diti Abhiniveshitasya Desha Tapetasya Viparyayo Asmruti. Forgetfulness is coming, absorption is coming, because we are accepting everything, not in relation with Guru and Krishna, but for our own body or extended body, family, extended family. In their relation we are doing, not in relation with Krishna. Then what we have to do? Then he is giving the answer of that. Bhaktir Pareshanubhav. We have to accept, we have to perform pure devotion service. Then these three things will automatically gone. This anger and the too much absorption, attachment. Bhaktir Pareshanubhav Virakti. Bhakti Pareshanubhav Virakti. These three things are compared to the accepting, taking Krishna Prasad of Shuddha Apayo Anugasam. As soon as you take Prasad, no more anchoring, no more. You don't want anything to eat because you are already getting the Prasadam, and then no more anger. And then you are so satisfied inside God. That is compared to Bhakti, Pareshanava Virakti. Detachment will happen from all these illusory things. And the Bhakti is a pure devotion. It is so happy, so blissful. Pareshan, that realization, internally, heart is so happy, so blissful. Every pore of the skin and the senses, mind, intelligence, everything is filled up with so much happiness, bliss that you never want to give up, not even for a day, not even for a few minutes you want to give up. You're chanting, you want to be absorbed in Guru and Krishna always. That is the consciousness we have to come to. That is pure devotion service. With the providing the first instruction of Srutva Anupatiso, that is the key verse. Normally begins with that verse, then all these instructions can happen. If that verse is not followed, no way we can please, no way we can remove the illusion, no way we can practice pure devotion service. That is the key verse, 11 to 12. We should meditate, we should pray. Then hopefully Guru and Krishna will give some instructions. I am already 5 minutes over. I should stop. But it is a very prominent chapter, 11 to 10 to 11, chapter 2 of these prominent instructions. Let's see if there are one or two questions anyone has or reflections. Corrections.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Give me a minute. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, or Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Prabhuji, actually, you said in the last few statements that we should not follow Guru. I mean, we should not imitate Guru, but we should follow Guru.
Correct.
There is a slight difference, but which I could not differentiate, Prabhu. Can you just explain, Prabhu, that two statement difference?
Yeah, one is imitating means if you say Haridas Thakur chanting 182 rounds, you can't imitate. Haridas Thakur is sitting in some place and chanting, then you can't imitate. So Prabhupada is doing only sleeping 2 hours. You can't imitate that. Prabhupada has done so many things. No jet lag. Wherever he is there, exact same schedule is followed. We can't imitate that unless we are at that platform. Slowly, that's why we have to. If you have not started chanting, you chant 1 round, 2 rounds, 4 rounds, gradual increase. If you are not waking up at 6 o'clock even, okay, start waking up at 6. Then you go back 5:35. Gradual, it is gradual progress. You suddenly one day you start waking up at 3 o'clock and you disrupt not only yourself, but your schedule, your family schedule, and the office schedule, everything is disrupted. So don't try to imitate and try to, because somebody else is chanting 64 rounds, I should also, let tomorrow onward I'm going to chant. No. What we have capacity. So that is what imitation. Anukarana and Anusarana means take what you can. Means minimum thing, general instructions. Prabhupada instructions 16 rounds of chanting. daily reading Srimad Bhagavatam in the morning, reading Bhagavad Gita in the evening, and here in the association of devotees, worshipping Tulsi Maharani, exactly what Prabhupada has given. This also I had explained before. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written one book. In that book, the 24 hours are divided to 3 hours. 3 hours is called one praharana. There are 8 praharanas. This is Astakaliya Leela of Lord Krishna, Astakaliya Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the 8 Leelas. Those 8 praharanas, Prabhupada knowingly one praharana he left it for sleeping in the night, from night 9 to early morning 3. 9 to 3 is the sleeping time. But any other time, rest of the time, all Prabhupada put practice of devotional service for all of us, knowingly exactly that from starting from Mangalarati to Tulsi Puja and then chanting, worshipping the deity, going out from book distribution or serving something or other, we have to absorb the rest of the time except 9 to 3. If you are working also, we somehow or the other, you are offering with some results we should offer to Krishna, either at home you are cooking and offering, or bringing it to the temple. If at home it is not convenient or comfortable, not happening, then fine, you bring it to Lord at temple, you offer vegetables, fruits, whatever you can. Gradual process, everything is gradual process. So in this way, then we are trying to follow what Prabhupada is given. At home also, you worship Tulsi Maharani, you have a Tulsi plant. You chant at home, you do Mangalarti at home. If you don't have time, you don't need Mangalarti. Main thing is to chant. Don't try to wake up the deities and start worshipping the deity and not chanting. That is not the process. That's why imitation and following is different thing. Following means what Prabhupada emphasized is chanting. Morning chanting has to be done. Even if you cannot do Mangalarti, the whole half an hour worshipping with Arati and everything, it is going to take time. Even if you have deities also. If you forget chanting, but you are doing everything else, what is use? Means you didn't understand any essence. Everything has, if you don't chant, everything else we do doesn't have much result. So that's why following the instruction means what exactly the essence Prabhupada is giving, what it means, what we have to follow. Minimum things is to chant. That is the first focus. In the morning, first thing is somehow or the other you have to chant. Before you get to the office, before we take the illusion energy full strength into our heart, we have to chant. Otherwise, you are bound to lose that day. Bound to lose. You are going to remember everything else but not Krishna. Because you are going on your strength. If you take the holy name into your life and go with that strength to the office, then you will be protected. If you're not, bound to lose. Guaranteed. Because the protection is not there. So that is what instructions means, following and imitation. Imitation means what Acharya do, what king do, what a lion do, what tiger do, cat and others cannot imitate. So they may do so many things, we can't imitate. But we can do what we can to that level. So Prabhupada used to chant not only 16 rounds. He's walking and chanting, brisk walking, morning walk is chanting. 64 rounds or I don't know how many rounds, but minimum is 16. Prabhupada is always chanting. So he never wasted a single moment. So but you can't imitate. Prabhupada is chanting, then I also, one time Guru Maharaj mentioned that one time I was chanting 32 rounds. Prabhupada said, who has asked you to chant 16? And who's going to go and preach to the whole world? So that's why we can't imitate. Somebody has told that 64 somebody else doing. His guru, as your guru has instructed you to chant 64 rounds. If you don't have other services, you have time, then you chant, no problem. But just you take up the 64 rounds and you don't do any service, you don't do anything else what Acharya is instructing, then it doesn't, it's not actually beneficial. It's not beneficial. So that's why we have to take the guidance of the spiritual master. To remove the bodily, everything mentioned in the purport in many places, this is mentioned. Under the guidance of spiritual master only, one can remove this illusion, one can remove the bodily absorption. The other way, there is no possibility. Verses are same. Everybody knows these verses. And they knows me, you are not this body, you are the spirit. So that we all know theoretically. Practically, when it comes to practical, not even a single day, we can follow this practically. So that's why Shastra is recommending that. Please hear from Guru, follow Guru, as much as possible, try and again practice consistently. Adruta, Svatva, Anupatito, Dhyato, Anumodam is consistently. Every day practice for 15 to 20 years. Then we can see some progress. Then we can contract these 3 modes of meditation. Otherwise, there is no possibility. Millions of lifetimes are suddenly in a few days. How can it happen? It cannot happen. With all those things to be kicked out, it takes time. It takes consistent practice. So is that clear?
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Prabhupada Ki Jai. Any other reflections, questions, comments, corrections?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Always Prabhupada. I remember, Prabhuji, like just to adding that, I think somewhere, Prabhupada, the same few devotee asked same question to Prabhupada. And if I'm not wrong, correct me, Prabhupada replied, don't do what Guru is doing. Do what Guru says to you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Exactly.
Then
Prabhuji.
we are safer side. If we try to imitate Guru, what he's doing, let me try to do same thing. Just follow what Guru is saying to you. Just focus on that.
Yes.
Follow the instructions, basically, what Guru says.
Instruction, whatever Guru instructed you, whatever Guru is saying to you, whatever the advice you are asking and whatever is replying. Don't think like, oh, this is not comfort for me. Don't look the comfort zone. Whatever he's saying, just do that.
Correct, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. That is the key.
And Prabhuji, since you have touched the point of this sloka of the prasad, so can we suggest to keep this sloka in a bigger letters and all, so that all the people who takes the prasad in that community hall, so that we should make a mandate like everyone should read once before they take prasad?
That's ideal. Let's ask our Seva Prabhu to put that poster. Anyway, we have so many posters. At least let's put this important poster.
Exactly, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhu, for listening. Krishna.
I'll let him know. So yeah, ideally we should chant. I think someone is chanting, so there. But it's good to have that board there in Prasadam Hall at least. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Conclude if no one else.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I have one quick question, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
It is a general question.
Good.
Prabhuji, in Srimad Bhagavatam, at various places, it is mentioned, conversation between Maitreya Muni and Vidura, right?
Yeah.
So one of the lectures I was hearing of Vilal Govind Prabhuji, he was mentioning that Srimad Bhagavatam has been told by Maitreya Muni to Vidura. So I was trying to figure out the reference, Prabhuji, where it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam that Maitreya Muni told Srimad Bhagavatam first to Vidura.
Yeah, as far as I know, these are parallels. The Vyasdev, first one is Vyasdev. Vyasdev has written. After Vyasdev written, Vyasdev spoke to Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami, in that assembly, Sota Goswami is there. That's how the Srimad Bhagavatam starts. But then there are many parallels. Which one is before and which one is after? Little bit difficult, but as far as I know, Sukadeva Goswami speaking, means there are other, means before that he was a parrot, he was speaking, that is different. But in general context, Sukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj, that is actually the first one. Sota Goswami heard, then he repeated. And Maitreya heard from Lord Krishna before leaving the planet. That time, Maitreya Muni heard from Lord Krishna, then he is repeating. Maitreya Muni, I don't know I don't remember exactly if he was there in any other assembly. Probably might be there, so, but I don't know. I don't remember the exact. But most of them, all these parallels, Vidura to Maitreya is in Canto 3. As you go further, some other canto like Lord Krishna directly Uddhava, that is also in one sense. But Maharaj Nivi and Nava Yogendras, in essence, somebody is giving elaborate, somebody is giving a short of essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, one way or the other. Narada to Yudhishthira Maharaj asking Narada Muni in Canto 7. All these things are there in one sense at different levels of Srimad Bhagavatam, different levels of instruction. But these are big parallels. Sota Goswami to Sonaka and Rishis, Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, Vidura and Maitreya, because it starts from Canto 3, it goes all the way further. So repeating of Vidura is asking, and then in line again you will see that Sota Goswami is saying, because Sota Goswami, Vidura and Maitreya is within the same subject, this is being repeated again. And in this way, there are these different, but the main thing is Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj is the first and the foremost main thing. And then all these are parallels. One might be before them, Sota Goswami, or after them, Sota Goswami, or at the same time. So I don't know the exact timing. But what he said is nothing wrong, because Vidura, Maitreya Muni spoke because he has heard from Lord Krishna directly. If I remember correctly, I think he heard also from another assembly, either from Naranarayan Bushi or another assembly. I am trying to recollect exactly which assembly is that. That's why he spoke. Initially, he was not a pure devotee, Maitreya Muni. Somehow or other, blessed by the pure devotees, he somehow or other, Lord Krishna gave audience before leaving the planet to Uddhava and Maitreya. Both were there. Lord Krishna spoke the essence. So that's how then Vidura has been met with Maitreya Muni. He asked Uddhava. Uddhava said, "No, I'm angry to you. It's not a wise it's proper etiquette. You go and approach Maitreya, and he will speak to you." So in that way, I'll go and prove what is it is correct. Because Maitreya Muni spoke Srimad Bhagavatam Vidura, as Sutta Goswami spoke to Sanatana, as Sukadeva Goswami Parikshit Maharaj, as it is Nava Yogendra speaking to Maharaj Nimi. So it's all the same thing, what they heard from the predecessor acharyas, they are just repeating. So there is no controversy or conflict in what he said.
No, I was just trying to get that reference in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, this is Sameshwara Das. Yeah, there is another reference is there. There is a Maitreya Muni's spiritual master is Parashara Muni. Parashara Muni's spiritual master is, I forgot the name, Sanad Kumara, Sanagadi, Sanat Kumara is instructed. Sanagadi Guru is instructed this Srimad Bhagavatam also the spiritual master Parashara Muni. Then Parashara Muni instructed this to Maitreya Muni. That is the context it was mentioning there. Okay. So yes, there are parallels there, and then that's the way Maitreya Muni also had this, and then spoke to Vidura in that context. Also, yes, Maitreya Muni was there with the Supreme Lord, and then that time Krishna also instructed, and that's the time Vidura met Maitreya Muni in the between when Maitreya Muni was going through Badri Narayana Ashram. That's the time met with Vidura and then started to speak on it.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, now I remember now. No, it is going back to Lord Sankarshan giving this knowledge to the four Kumaras.
Yeah, Sankarshan Kumaras, yes.
Then further down to this Parasara Muni and then Maitreya. That is the lineage.
Yes.
Canto 5 or canto, this is there. This whole narration of Sankhya Muni is also there in that.
Yes, correct. That's right. Sankhya Muni. Yes, that's the spiritual master of Parashara Muni.
So, Prabhuji, this all this conversation, parallel conversation, all abridged version of Srimad Bhagavatam or complete detailed Srimad Bhagavatam what Vedavyas has given to Sukadeva Goswami, or this is just an abridged version what they are having? Because Kali conversation may not be there, right? Kali has happened once, right? Once Vedavyas told to Parikshit Maharaj. At that time, the Kali conversations came because all this is being covered right, in Srimad Bhagavatam.
What do you mean by Kali Yuga not there?
No, Kali Yuga period, probably reference to this. The Kali Yuga period.
See, whether period is there or not there, that is one question. See, they are foreseeing. When Vyasadeva wrote, Kali Yuga hasn't started. See, this Srimad Bhagavatam is not at today's, like Bhagavad Gita is not today's. When Krishna spoke about that doesn't mean that Bhagavad Gita was not there before. Srimad Bhagavatam written by Vyasadeva doesn't mean that previously Srimad Bhagavatam was not there. That we have to understand. Yeah, that will answer all the questions. It is eternally, it is there. Lord Anantadev is speaking continuously. In so many universes, so many lifetimes, this has been given before. So that way, in that context, you cannot think that Kali Yuga hasn't started. How did they speak?
Good. Very clear. Thank you. Very good.
I think Krishna Prabhu, he's trying to ask, like, if I'm not wrong, he's saying that the Maitreya Muni and Vedura, they heard the complete Srimad Bhagavatam, or they heard the few topics they discussed. Like he's saying that the entire Bhagavatam, like given by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, the same way is given to the Maitreya Muni to Vedura, or just a few things.
As far as I know, it's not exactly that, but it could be. Means I haven't seen a reference of how many days. Like Sukadeva Goswami Parikshit was 7 days, whole Srimad Bhagavatam, all these 10 subject matters. But Vidura to Maitreya, at least based on reading, I haven't seen a reference to that. How many days? I haven't seen a reference that whether he spoke 10 subject matter in detail. In brief, for sure, all the subject matters of So what Sukadeva Goswami spoke or Sutta Goswami spoke, he is repeating. Because Vidura is asking, even the questions which I am not asking, you tell me. So that means even if he didn't ask all the consulting, but he goes on explaining. So it means he is giving the essence. How detailed, same as Sukadeva Goswami or Sutta Goswami. Sutta Goswami is also, I think it went more time than 7 days. Because this Sanaka and other Rishis are doing 1,000 years sacrifice. So it is much more lengthy. So different levels now also. The consciousness we have to see. Sukadeva Goswami's level is different, the consciousness, the audience level is different. So all these things has to be considered also. So accordingly, they will give more examples like Brihad Bhagavatam. That is also another parallel also. Because at the 7th day, almost ending, Parikshit Maharaj is speaking to Madhuratra. That is repeated by Maharaj Janame. Jaimini Rishi was also there in that assembly, in Sukadeva Goswami's assembly. So he is repeating to Janameja. Janameja is asking question. Jaimini Rishi is repeating based on what Parikshit Maharaj told to Uttara. So that is Brihad Bhagavatam. If you read first few pages in Brihad Bhagavatam, written by Sanatana Goswami, translated by Srila Gopi Paramdhan Prabhu, Prabhupada's disciple, you can understand that context. So in this way, various parallels at different levels and timing. Timing also we have to see. At that particular point, what is practical? How much time they have. So time, place, circumstance has to be considered in all these things to understand properly.
Basically, Prabhu,
Yeah.
this conversation actually happens once Krishna left this universe, or it is actually a smaller discussions and their experiences and the feelings related to Krishna, right, Prabhuji? Actually, this Maitreya and Vidura conversation, not the complete Bhagavatam, I think.
Prabhuji, I heard from Lalgon Prabhuji Katha. He mentioned that they discussed complete Bhagavatam, matrimonium. Vidura asked the entire things, even beyond that also.
Maybe, Prabhu. Yeah,
It
as
is
we read
elaborate.
Bhagavatam, yes, only
No, it is
basically.
elaborate. Srinivas Prabhu, it is elaborate. For Surya has tried to, but how detailed and how many days it went, it could be more than 7 days also, because the way Vidura is asking, Canto 3 is so huge, so many chapters.
Exactly.
And it went on further also. So,
The way Sankarshan was mentioning, the Bhagavad explains that Sankarshan needed thousands of mouths, thousands of tongues needed to explain the Srimad Bhagavatam, and it's a continuous process. That's where Kumaras received the Srimad Bhagavatam from Sankarshan.
Yeah.
Then we know that then Krishna, the Supreme Lord, instructed this to Brahmadev, and then that we know it as Chatursloki Bhagavatam. So that Narada Dev instructed this to Vyasadev, that's only that 4 slokas, but this everything is completely covered in that 4 slokas. And as we also know that then Vyasadev elaborated that. And Vyasadev then also took that Vedanta Sutra, the entire Vedas. The 5th Veda is actually, that's Vedanta Sutra, that's completely transformed to a, the Srimad Bhagavatam. The discussions or the topics of Bhagavan is complete, and anything with related to Bhagavan is complete. So then this is maybe our kind of a thought process. Okay, this is little, this is more, this is a bridge, or this may be a condensed, or this is, but anything that we spoke about the Bhagavan is complete when the devotees comes and discuss. Similarly, Maitreya spoke to Vidura. It's not that, 1 day, 2 day, or 7 days. That's just a kind of just for the Parikshit Maharaj, that Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami didn't speak many of Srimad Bhagavatam. Only that is applicable for Parikshit Maharaj. And that doesn't mean that Bhagavatam is just complete within the 7 days, or whatever the Bhagavatam is just for the 7 days. Bhagavatam is, current Bhagavatam is 18,000 verses. Srila Vyasadeva compiled like that way, but there are many, many, many more or towards it. So anything that which is, that's why there are 2 Bhagavatas. One is a devotee Bhagavat, and there is book Bhagavat.
Yeah.
The devotee Bhagavat is the entire Bhagavat, So yes, the question is relevant, that is a 2 days or 1 day or 7 days. No, they were continuously speaking for many days about the glories of the Supreme Lord.
Vimal Prabhu, is that clear?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Okay, we'll conclude with a quick announcement. Please join today evening Krishna Katha by His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj, Sunday Feast class, 5:30 to 9 as usual program. I think today, I think it's ending. The Shraddha Pitru Paksha is ending, I think, either today or a few more days.
No,
I
no,
think.
no, no, no.
Until Amavasya. I
It's
think.
next week.
Yeah, next
Week until
Amavasya.
Amavasya.
20
October 14th is Pitru Paksha, yes.
Yeah, 14th Amavasya.
Yeah.
Eclipse is also there. So that is the
Yes,
last.
yes.
You like to
At least
sponsor
every devotee should read Srimad Bhagavatam in their home in these days and chant holy name every day. Two things. Read Srimad Bhagavatam and chant holy name at least so that anything that which is left for the Patrus, they will also get liberation. And then that way, that's a devotee's compassion to the ancestors and forefathers. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, wonderful session, Prabhuji. Wonderful session. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Then the quick announcement is the Vijayadashmi, Damodar month. We are celebrating both together. The actual day is the 23rd of October is Vijayadashmi, Ramachandra Vijayotsav, but that is a weekday. So that's we are celebrating on the Sunday. Saturday, Damodar month is starting, October, I think. And the first Tuesday is Ekadasi, by the way. Monday, for those who are not out of New York, New Jersey, it's Monday, Ekadasi. But for all of us, those who are in New Jersey, is Tuesday, Indira Ekadasi. Parna time is also very short, only 1 hour. I mean, other places only hardly 3-4 minutes only this time. So for us, at least 1 hour is there. So please pay attention to the Parna time. And we'll post it on Wednesday is the Parna time. Then the Damodar month is, I think, October 28th or 7th. Let me see. The Sunday. 1 minute. October, 28th, 29th. 24th or 25th is Vijayadashmi, Dasara. Then 28th is the first day, Sharad Purnima. We are celebrating a temple along with Vijayadashmi. And then 29th is the first day of Damodar month, where we'll be burning the Ravan. That is the Vijayadashmi special. So in the evening, part of the Sunday feast program. So please take up the Damodar month, Kartik month carefully from all the way from October 28th to November, I think 24th or so. And Navaratri and the Vijayadashmi starts on after the Amavasya, so 15th to 23rd. So 15th to 24th, that is the 9 days. Don't start on 14th because it's Amavasya. So those are the quick announcements. Let's offer our obeisance to all the Vaishnava devotees throughout this Brahmanda.
I have one question, like to read the Pitru Paksha. Is there recommend a specific Bhagavata section or like the read anywhere in Bhagavatam?
Read Gajendra Moksha, Broji.
Gajendra.
Yeah, country 8.
Yep.
Appropriate, yeah. Okay, Vansha Kalpatarubhyasya
Krapa Sindhubhyo cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Vaishnavanta ki jai.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.